Naga Waza short forms. Basically short forms with a throw. Now, fair warning, these are all work in progresses. I've gone through and I've added a throw to every single one of the short forms, and hopefully a different throw for each short forms, though there will be some familiarity between them, as a way to get us back to the Okinawan roots of throwing within our karate. Now, this is also an exercise in Bonkai. So Bonkai is your kata with partners. And it's simple things like, this outside in block, when you first learn it, is, oh, well, I'm just blocking somebody's hand. But at a higher level, it's I'm blocking and I'm striking a jaw. Or I'm blocking and I'm trying to break an elbow. Or I'm blocking, I'm spinning, and I'm throwing him down in a standing arm bar. So, that's what this is. Now, fair warning, some of these, legitimate, regularly seen karate throws. Something you wouldn't see in judo. But some of these are heavily modified judo throws. Now, a lot of the judo has very technical ways of doing them, but they're done from already a grappling position against another judoka, another judo practitioner who knows what they're doing. So if you were to try doing these on a judoka, they're probably like, what are you doing? They laugh at you, throw you on your head, and walk away. But in a more striking situation, from a striking position, that's where these throws are going to come into effect. Now, as of right now, I'm not requiring you guys to memorize these. Maybe one day, brown belts. I think it'd be good for you guys to start memorizing this as you get ready for your black belt. But as of right now, I'm not requiring them. Now, that being said, color belts, white belts, orange belts, purple, green, anyone in between, don't feel pressure to learn these yet. If you want to start, experiment with them, totally fine. But obviously there's going to be no requirements. This is meant for more higher level practitioners. Brown belts, black belts, people who've already mastered all 13 short forms, or at the very least memorized all 13 short forms on both sides of the body, and they want to start working a throw. Well, here's a good way to do it. So, bear with me, and fair warning, there's a good chance some of these will change over the months and years to come as we experiment with throws and we find out, hey, maybe this doesn't work, but this one other movement works a lot better. So we might modify these. But as of right now, this is a work in progress, something you guys can work at home to start experimenting with throws. If you have a partner, maybe don't actually throw them, especially if they don't know how to do a fall and if you're not on a mat, but a little bit of a lifting practice might be beneficial. All right, enjoy. Alright, here we are already with some new modifications to our short form. So this one stays basically the same. This is my go-to sweep that I do when I spar. It's the only sweep that I do when I spar. So I'm out here sparring with Daniel. Maybe I'll throw a back face. Maybe he's got a front hand up. I'll grab it. I'll check the leg. Throw the reverse punch for it. I'm not necessarily trying to throw him to ground. I just want that outside sweep to be able to hit him. So we're calling this, in karate they call it an Ashi Barai. And judo they call it a Osoto-Gari. Either name's fine. I'm going to try to use Ashi Barai, so we use more of the karate and less of the judo, at least for that name terminology. Now, if you practice this one for a while, you've seen this, not a lot has changed. The only thing that's changing from a standpoint of working the short form is we're going to throw the punch, then we're going to go for the leg sweep. So regular version of this, he comes in and punches, block, punch here. Now, instead, what we're going to do is he comes in with the punch, I block, and if I notice my foot isn't quite past his foot, I'm going to throw the reverse punch and scoot this leg in. Then I turn my hips and I sweep here, coming for that backside of the leg, and then hopefully he's going down and I'm throwing a punch. So a lot of times when I work this in the air, I'm going to block, punch, sweep the leg, punch. One difference also as well from the regular short form is we're grabbing that arm. He comes in with this punch, we're getting a hold of it here. And we always tell you don't do that because you're going to wind up hitting your arm. We'll get to that in a second. But I can sweep, check the leg, throw it there. Ooh, I forgot to throw the punch, but that's okay because that leads into the other part. So the way we were doing it a month or two ago, it was we'd block, sweep the leg, and then throw the punch. So that works if he comes in with the punch. And I step far enough here. My foot's already past his foot. I'm already in the perfect spot to check the leg and then throw the punch. But, go ahead and do it again. If I don't step far enough here I'm not close enough, sneak it in, leg check, follow it up there. So, short form 1 with a Ashi Barai outside sweep. Alright, new version of short form 2. We're going to switch from whatever we had before to a Tai-Otoshi.
just because I forgot the name of what we had before, you wind up getting inside their leg, pushing down, but they grabbed a hold of you. You had a good chance of going down with them. This one is a little bit harder for them to pull you down. Now, Judo Tai-Otoshi is pretty tricky, complicated, but it was one of the prettiest looking throws they got. So we're here in a fighting stance. The whole idea is I get his weight on one leg. I put my back foot, usually going behind, back foot in line with the front foot here, slip, take him over that way. We're going to incorporate that with short form too. Now, one of the things I've started doing when I teach short form too, instead of having to come off of a right punch, and we do the regular version here, I'm now teaching off the left punch. So he now comes in with that punch, one punch here, second punch there. For the throw version, I'm going to scoot this way just a bit because that's primarily where he's going to land. As he comes in, he's going to throw that left punch. I'm going to step one shot, and instead of making this another punch, I'm going to make this a palm heel. So it's like I'm hitting with two open hands. One so I can grab here, and the other one so I can grab his hair, grab his shirt. I don't necessarily want to grab on it, but a worst case scenario, if you get this shoulder here, that's okay. So the idea here is I hit, and I want to start pulling him forward. Now, if my back leg is already pretty close to his, I can probably get away without a leg shuffle with this back leg. But if it's back, what I might do, if not put it behind, I might squeeze it in front here, again, bringing his weight forward. Now my leg can go, and it flips him that way. So that is the Tai-Otoshi. So he's coming in with the left punch. Again, 1, 2, step, step, twist. Throw him down that way, Tai-Otoshi throw. Cool.
Now, short form 3, Osoto-Gari. Outside in throw, outside in sweep. That's probably the most classic sweep that you'll see somebody do in any variation of throwing movies, whatever you're going to see. So, short form 3 done the correct way. He comes in with his punch. I'm going to step my left, block, step drag in, hammer fist into the stomach, which bends him over really far. Then I palm heel strike to the kidney and Shuto to the back of the neck. Now, our Naga Waza version of short form 3, so we're going to change a little bit. You can still hammer fist, but I'm primarily going to Urazuki close punch into the stomach, and our Uki's not going to bend over so far. Because let's be a little realistic, slightly more practical. I very rarely have I seen somebody get hit in the stomach and go, oh, and bend over here, oh, like they're going to throw up. Does happen. But it's not as common. So we're going to have more of a slight bend. This variation, he comes in with his punch. I set block, still I'm going to scoot in and close punch. Now, instead of throwing this to the kidney, I'm going to palm heel strike across the face, and if I need to, I'm going to start pulling the fingers into the eye. Now notice that what that did? It brought his upper body up. Even if his upper body doesn't fully come up, this palm heel sets up to distract him as I now step my right foot in behind his and take that ridge hand across the chest, face, throat, and Daniel does some gymnastics. Thank you, Daniel. So one more time, showing that again as he's got the stretching. He comes in with his punch. I step, block, Urazuki, palm heel to the face, sweep. There. Now, preferably at least this leg, but if you can get it behind both legs, now he has nowhere to move it. So, short form 4, most forgotten one, it's the simplest, it's a skipping side kick. Now, what makes this one trickier than each, ni, and san is the time is different. In short form each, I wait for that last second to move, because I really wanted to think I'm staying there. Even short form ni, last second. Short form 4, we want to tell ourselves, hey, I'm going to drill this guy as soon as they move, and we explode into it. Now, what that gives me to do here, as soon as I see any movement from him, I'll let him decide, I skip up, throw the side kick. It's very timing heavy. What I love about this version of the short form is it is working on, oh no, we missed our timing. So what we're going to do from here is he steps back. As he starts to punch, I'm going to try to make a triangle with my hand to deflect his punch up. And as I realize I'm too close or too late, I land my thigh immediately behind his leg, and I just push this one over. Now, forgot to tell you the name. This is the Geisai throw. For those of you guys who hopefully worked Geisai, well, you guys should all be brown and blacks belts. So you should have this by this point. The Bonkai for this is, yeah, we can do it this way. I'm going to switch him so I don't throw him into the wall. Nope, that's still going to throw him in the wall. All right, so Bonkai for Geisai is he's coming to sweep, attack my leg. I lift it up, and again, I land right behind, and I Shuto across the chest. It's a very common throw in karate. This is definitely a karate throw. You've even seen well, hopefully you guys see it. I've even seen Lyoto Machida do this in a UFC fight. He'll be fighting with somebody, and you'll see some of the, yeah, stay there. Shotokan guys? Who is it? Yeah, not the Olympic ones, the other ones. But you'll see them kind of do this here, and they'll fake it here as a throw, boom! And all it takes is a little bit of a thigh movement right here, and now he can't move that thigh. So I call this one the gay side throw. So again, I've got my right foot back. He comes in, I come up, I realize I'm too late, I land, and I just sweep him over the leg there. Alright, short form go. This one we're going to do a modified judo throw, a Koshi-Guruma. It's a variation on a hip toss, but it's done from the hands being high. So if Daniel and I are grappling here, maybe we're judo people, a hip throw, I want to get this low around, pick him up here. This one, because our move right before a 5 is the same as the other two, high, we're going to do the Koshi-Guruma as opposed to the hip toss. Ogoshi? I think that one's Ogoshi. Sorry, judo people. Alright, so short form 5 the regular way. He steps his right foot back. Remember, 4, 5, and kicks are the 4, 5, and 6 are the kicking. 4, 5, and kicks. 4, 5, and 6 are the kicking short forms. So just like 4, this takes immediate timing. Any sort of movement, I throw this because my first kick is a face kick. So as soon as I see any movement, face kick, land, left punch, and right punch. And this one, because I'm hitting a face kick and a punch, I always scoot in with that back left leg. Because the idea is I should be driving them back. And this is one I incline to take this out. The nice thing is you can wrap up in that motion for short form 2. Now, our variation, hopefully we're still on camera. Let's get this way just a little bit. Alright. Our Koshi-Guruma here now works the same way. He comes in with the punch, face kick, body punch, face punch. And now because this hand's already at the arm, this hand's already up the neck, and my left leg is already kind of moved in, I'm in the perfect spot to wrap around the head, drop my hips, lift him up. Now, if I want to finish this throw, all I do is I pull the arm, but we don't want to throw Daniel all the way down. So that is a Koshi-Guruma. It's very important that you keep the hands high, because I have this hand here, if I let this come low and I try to throw him, he's just going to squeeze really tight around my waist. Both hands tight around the waist. And now I can't really get that lift. A little bit, because I've got 80 pounds on poor Daniel here. But if I suddenly keep this hand high, now it's really hard for him to stop the throw. All right, one more time on number 5. He comes in, face kick, body punch, stepping the left leg here, which lets me then set up for my step, around the head, keep the hand high, Koshi-Guruma. All right, short form 6. Calling this one Kouchi Ouchi, because you're kind of doing both of the inside strikes. Now, the regular bonkai for this one is he steps in with his punch, and I'm going to crescent kick his hand, side kick him. Hand comes out. This could be a grab, but we always show it here augmented. Anytime you see this in a kata, you are actually grabbing, striking. Now, our variation on this is we're actually going to start with that pressing block, and as we'll often see with crescent kicks and katas, when we get to applying in the bonkai, very rarely are they a block. They're a sweep to the inside of the leg. So as he starts coming in with his punch, my left hand's going to inside out a little bit. I'm going to sweep the inside of the knee, not pick it up necessarily, but at least kind of bring it in here. Then I step, and instead of making this a back knuckle, this becomes forearm to the face. You guys, by now, hopefully you noticed, I love this one. So, again, probably a little bit slower. It's going to be the same thing, starting with a left inside-out pressing block. He starts moving in. I Kouchi the leg, Ouchi the other leg, driving him back. So it's still in there. 1, 2, here, but it's Kouchi. The side kick now becomes the Ouchi throat strike. All right. New version of short form 7. Before we were doing like a Hanchi neck crank, but we're learning the Hanchi bonkais anyways. Don't really need the extra one to practicing this one. And we wanted to keep it a little bit closer to 7.
without just doing another Osoto-Gari throw, which is currently what we're doing in 3. So, starts out just like before. He steps in with that right punch. I'm going to block. I'm either going to hammer fist or hook punch to the stomach. He bends over. Now the next move in the regular version of short form is palm heel, then Shuto. We're going to do both those at the same time. So I'm going to palm heel across the face here. As I hit the Shuto, I'm going to grab, either interlocking your fingers together. Then I backspin to take him that way. Stomp the groin. We need to do something while they're down, right? Short form 7. All right, so again, he throws this. 1 strike, palm heel, Shuto, grab. There. So they're almost going out at the same time. It's just easier showing 1, 2 when you first learn it there. But if you can, here, boom, grab, twist, take them down that way. Forgot the name of this throw. It'll be down in the description. Neck crank? Probably neck crank.
Short form Hach. This one is the Anon dump. At least that's what I'm calling it. For those of you guys who have done kata Anon, it's got, from this position, a double punch kick. You grab like you're doing one-su, but in Shikodachi, and then you shift and do the same thing the other way. Well, what are we doing in that? We're grabbing the head and throwing the leg. So we're going to show you 8 the regular way first. Ready? He comes in with his punch. Hiya! Outside in block. Come in. Elbow, and this hand's out to keep contact with the hand. Back knuckle to the nose. Hit him in the groin. So that's the regular version. Now, for our Naga Waza, our non-dump. He comes in, hiya! I'm calling it a dump because I'm dumping him over here. 1, 2, back knuckle, groin. Now this hand is already up in a good spot to grab the back of his head, and this one to grab the inside of his leg. Now, because I'm going to pull here, it becomes easier to lift the leg, and you dump him that way. That being said, if they don't move, add a little pinch inside of the leg, or somewhere much worse. So, one more time, short form 8. He comes in with the punch. All of it's the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, dump and lift. Here. Short form 9. This one we're going to go for a full-on kick capture, which 9 already was a little bit of it. In short form 9, he steps with his right leg back, and he throws a front kick. And as I come back, I'm catching his foot here by the back, and I'm going to give it a little squeeze as I punch him in the face, kick him in the groin. That little pull pulls him off balance. Now, if you guys have ever tried to catch a front kick, go ahead and throw a front kick, especially this way, it can be a little tricky. You might get some movement on it, but all he's got to do is pull his feet that way, and it's slipping right out. One of the more common captures for a kick, though, and you do have to eat the kick a little bit, is now if he's throwing roundhouse kick instead, it's here, this way. And he threw it really low, but try again. He throws that kick body level here. So I'm still doing that basic movement. I'm just circling it up, and the other hand's capturing it here. So our variation on this one, starting from a ready stance, he comes in, front kick, roundhouse, whichever one. Let's throw roundhouse. It's a little bit easier on roundhouse, and a little bit more common of a kick. But he comes in with his kick here, then I step in, and guess what I hit with? Forearm to the throat. So as you can see, it's still the core. Grab the foot, face punch, groin kick. It's just now that hikite is moving into the capture. So one more time, he comes in with the kick. Instead of coming full back or inline front stance, I'm dropping more of a kind of hesitant horse stance, furudachi. He comes in with that kick. Here, step, strike. Now my foot's behind his foot. He's going to trip and fall. So, short form 10 has a Shuto in it. We're going to kind of simplify this one a little bit. Let's start out the regular way. He comes in with his right punch. I step in, open-handed outside in block, Shuto to the throat, palm heel strike to the jaw, knock it out to the solar plexus, step back, pop the cup, and step back. Notice, 8, 9, and 10 all have a groin strike. I call them the groin strike short forms because all 3 of them hit the groin somewhere. Well, we're going to utilize that a little bit, but we're going to simplify this. We are going to do a Shuto and a bit of a single leg takedown. For any of our wrestlers out there, you know, you're here, you grab somebody at the single leg takedown, you come and you pick the leg here, and you just keep pushing until they fall over. Sort of. We're going to utilize that Shuto, forearm to the throat. It's so good. I love it. So, he comes in with that punch, and again, outside in block. Now this time, instead of Shutoing and then palm heel striking, as I Shuto, I'm going to lift this leg, take him all the way back down, And then from here, either nagadaka to the groin, kick to the groin, front kick to the groin, any sort of one of those strikes to the groin. Whichever one you feel best with. Again, he comes in with the punch, open-handed outside in, Shuto grab the leg, and then while he's down, pa! Whatever can get there the fastest. If he falls farther back, step in, groin kick, he lands right in front of you, either hand, punch to the groin.
Short form 11. So the regular way of doing the short form, he comes in with his right punch, I block, I hit the hand, face punch. Short form, we're going to change the order of those just a little bit. And the hit the hand is actually the last part because it makes it a figure 4 arm lock. So he's coming in with the punch. This time, instead of going block and then punch, like we would in short form 1, we're going to do it same time here. So we block, I wrap this up, and I'm grabbing my arm, so if you can't see it, I'm doing here. There's that figure 4 position. Sorry, so I got dust on his arm for all the other throws. So again, he throws that punch. It's going to be block, punch here, same time, underneath. And now I roll it over here as I twist him down into that arm bar. And just like we would with some of our other arm bars, we're making sure to push right up around here, just a little higher than the elbow. So for the opposite side, he comes in with the right punch. Here, lock up the arm, and now I'm going to start to twist as I take him here into that standing arm lock, arm bar, figure 4, potato, whichever word you like to call it. I like figure 4. So this is 12, right? This is either our third or fourth version of 12. We keep changing our mind of what throw we want to do. So if you remember how to do the leg scissor and you want to practice that and you got a partner who knows how to do a back fall, you're welcome to. But for now, for teaching, we're going to do a Shiho-Nage. I like to think of it as a samurai sword. This is definitely more of an Aikido throw than a judo. So regular version short form, he comes in with the right punch, steps aside, left roundhouse. That's the giant lord's kick. Set it down, hammer fist, reverse punch. We're still going to do a backspin, but we're going to backspin the other way. This we're going to definitely have to show for both sides, or else we're not going to be able to get it here. So he comes in with that straight punch offline here, and now instead of stepping across, I am going to let that kick rebound, and as I do it, my left hand's going to come to twist the arm here. Now I've got over here, here's like I'm holding a samurai sword. I just take it that way, and he rolls. So one more time for this side, and then we'll demonstrate it from the other. So he comes in, kick, punch, Johnny Lawrence kick, rebound, take, twist that way. All right, from the other side, hopefully you'll be able to see the hand position a little better. Try not to run into the wall. We'll scoot this way just a tad. He throws that right punch, kick, here. So notice there's that position as I come up, over, driving it that way. All right, little easier than the scissor kick takedown. As fun as that one is, but yeah.
Short form, Jusan, 13? 13. Scoot this way a bit. A little bit more on camera. All right, this one starts out, if he's coming in with his right punch, we'll do the regular version. Starts out, double Shuto, then gets excessive. Nagadaka. Elbow across the face, Nagadaka. Elbow across the face, elbow in, then Nagadaka, sorry. Uppercut, elbow into that little hole right there. And that's what we want to do. Now, we're going to shorten this one to basically one move. This double Shuto is perfect for doing the classic judo throw, Seio-Nage. Seio-Nage, however you pronounce it. Now, this is one of the most technical throws in judo. So that means we're clearly messing this one up. But we're also not making sure we're already in our grapple position, fighting for control, making sure hand position. This one's a little bit faster. There's a great video on the internet of this girl in Africa arguing with some other guy and just drops Seio-Nage as this guy and throws him over. So a Seio-Nage is basically a one-arm throw. So the variations on this one, and there's 3 or 4 different ones that you can do, is he comes in with the punch. I double Shuto here, hand and neck. Now regular Seio-Nage, I'm going to want to be outside. Our hands are in an adequate enough spot from a fighting position against a non-judo thrower. Because let's face it, if we're a karate practitioner and he's a judo practitioner, we shouldn't just be brawling in the street. Both of us should have a lot more self-control than that. So we're assuming it's a somewhat less skilled thrower here. So from this Shuto, what we're going to do is we're going to grab the collar and we're going to yank it across here. Now as we yank it across, I pull my back in here, and as you see, I pull them right over there. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay. He's okay. So that is the Morote Seio-Nage. One more time. The the Morote version, he comes in with the punch, and I'll try not to get him all the way thrown this time. Here, grab the collar, yank it across as you get in, and same thing, you pull that arm as you go over. Now that is the Morote, meaning double. If, for some reason, you can't get a hold of the collar, maybe you're a girl and you're fighting some girl in a spaghetti strap. Maybe he took off his shirt before he brawled. Either way, we're going to then switch it to an Ippon Seio-Nage, which is similar. He comes in with his punch. Again, outside in here, and instead of grabbing here, or if it slips, now I'm going to come between the elbow pit and the armpit, and same thing, go for that lift. Single Ippon Seio-Nage. And the last variation, and you can do this with either the Morote or the Ippon, is a drop Seio-Nage, which is, usually when I see this, tends to be the one that works the best. For us old guys, it's going to hurt our knees, so I'm probably only going to demonstrate it once. Same thing, he steps back, I see the punch coming, I double Shuto, either Morote or single, but as I come in, I drop, and now I make sure my hands are in front of my body, and all I have to do is push through Ippon, dropping Morote Seio-Nage. So that's all 13 of the Naga Waza short forms.